Most people don't get lied to because they're gullible. They get lied to because they ignore the signs, the charm, the timing, the carefully crafted questions that seem harmless, but are actually traps. Liars don't usually walk around with obvious tells. They don't always avoid eye contact. They don't always stutter or fidget. No, the best liars sound curious, concerned, even helpful. But if you listen closely, they ask the same 5 kinds of questions every time. And once you know what to look for, you'll never hear these the same way again. So today, we're breaking down the 5 manipulative questions liars always ask, why they use them, and how to protect yourself from falling into their web. Because truth isn't just about what someone says, it's about how they ask and why. Let's get into it. 1. Why would I lie to you? This sounds like a plea for honesty, but it's not. It's deflection wrapped in innocence. See, when someone asks, why would I lie to you? They're not trying to explain themselves. They're trying to make you feel guilty for even questioning them. It's emotional misdirection, a play on your trust. Instead of answering your doubts with facts or evidence, they try to shame you out of having doubts at all. And here's what happens when you fall for it. You stop questioning. You second guess your instincts. You give them the benefit of the doubt again. So what do you do instead? Don't argue with the question. Respond with, that's exactly what I'm trying to understand. It keeps the focus where it belongs, on the facts, not your feelings. Because when someone's truly honest, they don't get offended by your question. They welcome them. 2. Who told you that? Sounds harmless, right? Maybe even curious. But this question isn't about clarification. It's about control. When a liar asks, who told you that? They're not interested in truth. They're looking for names, for threats, for ways to isolate and discredit whoever exposed them. They want to redirect the spotlight onto someone else. Suddenly, it's not about what they did. It's about who snitched. That's manipulation 101. So, what's the better response? Don't name names. Say, the source doesn't matter. What matters is what's true. That throws the ball back in their court and puts pressure where it belongs, because truth doesn't care about where it came from. Only lies do. 3. Don't you trust me? Here we go again. Another emotional trap. This question isn't about trust, it's about power. Liars use this to flip the script. So, now you're the one on trial. Suddenly, you're defending your lack of trust instead of asking them to earn it. But here's the truth. Trust isn't given. It's not a default setting. It's earned moment by moment through honesty, consistency, and integrity. So, when someone demands it instead of demonstrating it, that's a red flag waving in your face. How do you respond? Try this. Trust isn't a request, it's a result. You're not rejecting them. You're reminding them that trust is a process, not a guilt trip. And if they respect you, they'll get it. If they're lying, they'll panic. 4. Are you really going to make a big deal out of this? This question is pure gaslighting. It's not about the situation. It's about minimizing your reaction. Liars love to make you feel dramatic, overreactive, or too sensitive. Because if they can make you doubt your response, they can keep the truth buried. But here's the hard truth. When someone minimizes your pain to protect their lie, that's emotional manipulation in its purest form. So instead of shrinking back, say, if it's not a big deal, why hide it? That flips their logic upside down. Because when someone's being honest, they won't mind your concern. Only liars treat truth like a nuisance. 5. What exactly are you accusing me of? This one's tricky. It sounds like an attempt at clarity, but it's actually a power move. Liars use this to make you feel like you've crossed a line. They want you to backpedal, to apologize, to soften your stance. Because if they can turn a concern into an accusation, they win. The conversation becomes about your tone, not their actions. So, how do you hold your ground? Stay calm. Say this. I'm not accusing, I'm asking. And I'd like a clear answer. No emotion, no drama, just truth. That's how you stay in control of the conversation, even when someone's trying to twist it. Liars don't always tell big, obvious lies. Sometimes they ask quiet little questions that put you on the defense, that make you feel guilty for even thinking something's off. They don't just hide the truth, they hijack the conversation. So, if you want to protect yourself, learn to listen differently. Don't just hear the words, feel the energy behind them. Ask yourself, is this question looking for truth or trying to avoid it? Is this person inviting clarity or making me feel confused, small, or wrong? You don't need to be paranoid. You just need to be aware. Because the people who lie the most aren't the ones who fumble their words. They're the ones who smile, ask innocent questions, and quietly steal your trust. So, don't fall for the charm. Don't fall for the script. And never forget, real honesty doesn't need tricks. It just tells the truth.